Floyd Norman was the first black animator to work at Disney. He worked on many of the most popular animated films as an animator or a storyboarder. Throughout his career, Floyd Norman worked with Disney, Pixar, and even created his own company. Born on June 22, 1935, Floyd grew to love animation after watching Dumbo and Bambi the next year. In 1956, Floyd became the first black animator to work for Disney. During this time, Floyd worked on many movies, such as Sleeping Beauty and 101 Dalmatians, which was one of the first films to feature xenography.
The most memorable animated film is one that I can't for the life of me understand why it's so well regarded, but kids come to me and say, I saw that film when I was a child and it made me want to get into the cartoon business. And that film was The Jungle Book, a film I had the pleasure of working on back in 1966 with Walt Disney. It was Walt Disney's last film. Walt Disney was dying, and we didn't know it, but he came to work every day with the same enthusiasm, the same passion, and the same drive. Well, that film, The Jungle Book, is still being enjoyed today. How many years later? Over 50 years later, people are still enjoying The Jungle Book.
One of Floyd's most notable works was The Jungle Book, where he was brought onto the project by Walt Disney himself. Floyd left Disney shortly after 1966 and went on to create Vignette Films Incorporated with Leo Sullivan, where they created animated films of their own for a time. In the mid-1990s, Floyd would return to Disney, where he would work on The Hunchback of Notre Dame and eventually Mulan, which grossed over $303 million. Despite being forced to retire in 2001, Floyd still works as a freelance consultant for Disney, where he has continued to help produce movies like Toy Story 2 and Monsters, Inc., which has had its own prequel, Monsters University.
I began my career with Disney in February 1956. The ultimate boss, Walt Disney, never took himself that seriously. Really. Walt Disney ruled over a huge enterprise. He was, kind of like the god of animation. He's still regarded as an iconic figure in our business. Think of Walt Disney, and yet Walt Disney was such an ordinary kind of guy, a Midwesterner, a farm boy, who went to Hollywood and totally changed our business. And Walt, the thing that was so amazing about Walt Disney was he was an extraordinary person, but it was very ordinary. Very down to earth, and I think that's why he's so successful, because he identified with the common man, and the common man identified with him. I realize I've lived a lifetime. I've seen a lot of things, I've learned a lot of things, and so I try to pass on what I've learned to students. I consider it an obligation, but it's something I enjoy doing. The key thing I try to pass on to students is to follow their dreams. If you're passionate about something, then do it. If you believe in something, then go for it.